All right, everybody. I didn't have my mic on. All right, everybody. What's up? Hey, somebody in Discord say something. Let's make sure that sound works.
Yep,
Yeah,
then.
okay, good. You guys do. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday Show. All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated by the four of us on the show are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC, not that of Fantasy Grounds, not that of DM's Guild, not that of The Forge, not that of Fantasy Grounds Academy. Oh, well, I guess it is a Fantasy Grounds Academy because we have with us, I will introduce in just one moment, an OG Sunday Show person, Mr. Leroon, who is the founder of Fantasy Grounds Academy. He's with us. Before we get to him, let's say hello to our co-hosts. Fury Fade, how are you? Awesome.
I'm good. I just woke up from my nap
Uh,
and I'm here with you guys.
excellent. And Drake, how
Thank
are you,
you
sir?
for coming out.
I wish I just woke up from my nap, but I'm doing great. How is everybody else doing?
I'm gonna take a nap after the show is over, probably. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Want to thank
You
our
take an
Hammer
8 hour
for
nap.
yeah, and well, I do I what I do is I go to bed at like 8 p.m., get up at 2 in the morning, go back to bed at 7 a.m., get up at 2 p.m. I'm crazy. I take naps. I don't know how it works. Want to thank our Hammer for resubbing to the channel. What's up, Nafam? All right. So today we're going to talk about Discord. Now we did a show 4 years ago, 4 years ago exactly, actually, on February 25th, 2018. We did how to use Discord, and I believe Fury, Fate, and Ensky were here with me then, and Leroon was not here. But 4 years later, we do have Leroon. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. Just planning some events for upcoming months and kicking butt, taking names, getting a website built, and all kinds of fun stuff.
Ooh, I want to hear about all that stuff too. So we got to not remember. No, no, we do have to remember. We don't not remember, but we do have to remember that to plug all your events and talk about your website and everything. Diablo Bob has resumed to hydrate, so everybody, if you have drinks, I'm not on camera, but
Hey.
I can ASMR it. Yeah. So how to use Discord? So Leroon, you have a Discord server that has
Yep.
um 10,000 people. How many people are on your Discord server?
I think the last time I looked, we had about 9,300 or so.
So approaching 10,000 people.
Yep.
And this is for those of you that are not on the Fantasy Grounds Academy Discord, you can um, go to fantasygroundsacademy.net or fantasygroundscollege.net. Has that changed yet?
Yeah.
So fantasy.
It's actually going to be fantasygroundsacademy.com, our
Oh,
website.
okay, great. And then you can click on their Discord, go from there. Leroy, if
Yep.
you have a direct link to your Discord, you can paste it in the Twitch chat if you want.
Okay,
Um,
thanks.
and I'm actually, I'm one of these people that don't go on. As a matter of fact, I gotta maybe leave this recall box server. I don't like to be on servers that I don't use. So I'm on mine, the official Fantasy Grounds, Fantasy Grounds Academy, and then Drake Takes and Gwydion just because they're friends and I'm on their servers. But I actually am not active on either one of their servers. And, as far as I understand it, unless they've changed it, you can only be a member of 100 servers on Discord.
I
Uh,
think you're right.
but I cannot stand to be a member of more than like three. Because my Discord is so full and so busy that I can't even keep up with just mine. So I don't have time to go on. And I like you saw me exit Recall Box. Recall Box is a video game software thing that you can play old memes on your computer. Like Atari games and arcade games from the 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff. And I went in there to ask a question, and I'm famous for that. I'll go in somebody's Discord to get an answer to a question I need, and then I'll leave their server. I just want to answer that one question and get out. So, but we're going to talk about today with Leroon about using Discord with gaming and specifically with Fantasy Grounds, but just how to do it with gaming. So, where would you like to start, sir?
Well, you bring up some good points about being a part of 50,000 Discord servers. Keeping that simple is very important. I have probably about 20. I shed a couple at a time if I don't visit them very often. I'll join new ones for a little bit, and I'll basically leave the server. So how do we leave a server, Rob?
So if you want to leave a server, it's not that tragic if you do it by mistake, because you can always go back. But you just right click on the server that, like, say I wanted to leave Gwydion, I would right click and choose leave server. It's pretty obvious because it's in red. And if I click that, it'll take you off the server. And like I said, you can get back. Another way to leave a server, like if you want to leave my particular server, all you got to do is come in there and piss me off, and you will leave without trying, because I will ban your ass. That's another way to leave a server. You can also kick somebody, like Matakuri here. Of course, I'm not going to do it, but you can ban someone, and if you ban them, it'll give you a chance to make a note, like, hey, I banned this person because they, told me to fuck up, whatever the reason is. You can also kick someone. So ban means they go away and can't come back unless you unban them. Kick means that you'll just kick them off the server, but they can come back. So I've done that a couple times with people. I've kicked somebody and then messaged them and told them, hey, I kicked you off the server. I need you to pay attention to this. Here's what you did. It's not a permanent ban. If you want to come back, you can, but that's why I did it. So that's another. And then you can actually time out as a new
Take a walk around the block. Just take a walk around.
Yeah, just take a breath. A timeout, actually, I've never seen before. So that must mean that they can't do anything for so long. And I'm sure if I click it, let's just
it's sticking your kids in the corner.
You can do it for a period of time, and I'm not going to do that to them.
Now this is if you have the permissions to do it. You
This is me as the administrator or owner of the server. Or a moderator. Any of my moderators can do it, and I have about 7 moderators. But so that's one thing.
Okay. The other thing is you can nest those servers together. So if you've got large groups of Discord servers and you got that whole list there, technically you can drag them into groups and make those bundles of groups. So if you have like your main one, and then all your auxiliary ones can go in different folders. So I tried,
like I have all the main ones here that I have, and then I have a DM's Guild discussions I have under one roof here, and these are all the authors. So DM's Guild updates, Dev Talk, and then Diablo, Bob, Matakuri, Kent, Mad Nomad, Troy, Robin, Chris, Sean, they're all there. And
you got yours all turned off. I got all of mine turned off.
Yeah, they're all so the ones. So
I look at them all the time.
Let's explain that. So as you go down this list, you can imagine this is my server, so it's like fucking super busy. There's like almost 3,000 people. So and I don't have a committee. I run this by myself. So everything that's dark gray, game stats, off topic, those are muted. I have unmute. I have you can mute a channel, and you can do it for 15 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, or until you turn it back on. I have a lot of these. So what'll happen with these ones that are gray is if stuff gets typed in there, it won't turn white to let me know there's something in there unless I'm pinged specifically. If they ping Rob Tui, then it'll show up and I can go and look. But I don't have a need to read through all this stuff these guys are talking about with their products. I don't need to be involved in that. Unless I do need to be involved, they'll ping me. So that's why some of these are dark. And then down at the bottom, we've got old chats that used to be... there was so much stuff, and then we just got rid of it. But instead of deleting it, I just moved it down there so people can still go read it if they want. But
that's a good thing if you're in a busy server and you're only interested in certain topics. That's the way to do it.
Right. And then private chats, if any of you watching come on my server, you won't see most of these because you have to be a member of that role. So only Team Tui sees that. Only the people that play the Friday game see that. Saturday game. Only my Patreons see that. Only people in the Denver and Dragons travel get-together group see that. And social media, only Furied and Drake see that. So those are all private channels. And same with the voice channels. You can't get in these voice channels unless you're marked. There's only 2 really. Private chat is a default that's always there.
So you need a certain role, then that role
Right, you
needs a
can't get in.
permission
So
to
that
have
way
it.
we can play the Friday game or the Saturday game, and people won't accidentally come in there and interrupt us or anything.
Right.
Because lobby is for anybody to come in. They
They'll
can't.
also show them how to nest the icons on the far left. So you can put those in groups. So
Oh
like Rob
yeah,
only has
so
4 or 5 people, so or
yeah,
4
so
or
if you
5.
wanted, if I wanted all the personal ones together, I could do that. Whoops, you just drag it in,
Yep.
and then if I wanted all the Fantasy Grounds ones related like that, you can do that.
Yep.
But that's actually a reason. That's actually a reason I only get on so many servers, is because I don't want to.
You don't want the extra click and all.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do you get those? How do you get out of there?
You got it. You're doing it right.
No, it's not taking it out.
Go above it. Go above it.
Ah, there we go.
Yep. So now he's got to reorder them the way he wants it.
Right. And then
But
of course,
that's how you nest them.
Right, that's how you nest them. And then clicking the plus adds a server, and you can go look for them, or you can type in or paste in like my server is Discord.
Rob knows his server.
.gg/rob. So
Oh, that's
he's
right.
got
You
the
just got
vanity
it.
one.
Yeah.
yeah, so that you can personalize. A lot of times you see this crap.
Yeah.
But you can. Mine's a personalized. So this actual link, which I'll post in the chat. Which, by the way, if I type !Discord in the chat, it also posts that link. So I've personalized mine, and that'll take you right into the main room there in the server. I think it'll take you to welcome.
Yep. So that leads us into kind of a thing that newer people to Discord don't understand or realize, is that when you first start joining, you're going to get all these pings and notifications. So you can actually mute a server, and you could, like we showed you, you could mute a channel, but you can also mute the entire server. So Rob, can you walk us through that? Like how
Right.
do you?
You can right click. So if you right click on any server, it's going to give you this menu, and depending on if it's your server, like mine will have more than the other ones, because I can't do certain things unless it's mine. So you can mark it as red. You can invite people to it. You can mute the server, same as you can any chat room. Same thing, 15 minutes or 8 hours or all until I turn it back on.
Right. And show them the notification settings. The actual you go down where it says server settings, I believe. Or no, that's
Well,
not
here's
it.
notification settings right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you want.
You can set this to get a notification for all messages. Only if you're mentioned by name, or no notifications at all. And
yes,
you can suppress people that are new to Discord until they get yelled at by an administrator. Not on my server, but on any Discord server. People might tend to use everyone or here, at everyone or at here. And what those do is it pings everybody in the server, even if they're not logged on. So everybody gets a ding on their phone, and it wakes people up, and it gets people pissed off. I only do everyone in my server if I'm publishing a new product, or if there's an important announcement. I rarely use it. And then at here does the same thing, only it's better because it only pings people that are on the server at that time. So ostensibly you're not bothering anybody because they're already on the server.
I had a question, but can't you limit who can use at here and at everyone?
You can. Yes, you can.
Yep.
And I think I may have done that on my server, but that can cause problems under certain circumstances. Like you can get really deep. I mean, you can go. We can do 14 hours on all the shit you can do in here, and I don't even remember where that is.
You go into members, into their permissions for the roles, and it's.
Yeah. So but I can remember turning that off for people, and then being pissed at myself because someone needed to legitimately use it, and then I had to take time out of my day, go to my computer, get in there, and undo it. So there's this balance between if you can trust your members not to do it, or if you just need to take it away from them.
Yeah.
Because members...
Roles.
Yeah, roles. I mean, this gets crazy. There's just so much to do. Default permissions.
Yep. There's all your permissions, yeah. So, yep.
There's one of them in here that says block.
There's a mention.
So I have it off. So mention at everyone at here and all roles I have turned off. So people can't do that.
So they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately that's what I decided to do, because people were, especially if like my server or Leroon's server, almost 10,000 people, you type at everyone, you ping 10,000 people, you're going to get people that are pissed.
Yeah.
So
it's better to mention a role than it is everyone or at here.
Yeah.
Because a role is more specific to people who might be in tune with that topic.
Right.
Like
and
I did an announcement for DMs, so that's quite a few people, but it's not the whole damn server.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's courtesy and understanding how the.
And I get a lot of emails, or someone will make a thing on. They'll send me a private message in the forums, let's say, an email there, or they will comment on a product on the DMs Guild in the comments section. And we always try to train people to not do that, but to come here and have a discussion with us, because it's faster, it's live. Plus, sending me a private message on the Fantasy Grounds forums means you're sending it to me, one person. Whereas if you come into the Discord and pose a question, you got 3,000 people looking at it, and you're going to get a lot better answers and a lot more help than just asking my stupid ass. So we try to train people to come to the Discord server, but you have a lot of resistance in some cases with people who say, oh, I've never used Discord, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to use it. And I just want to say publicly to anybody within the sound of my voice, either now live or on YouTube later, Discord is not difficult to use. It's sort of like Fantasy Grounds. It might seem intimidating for the first few minutes or day, but once you use it and once you get into it, it's very easy, and it's actually very nice to use. And it gives a great opportunity for people to connect over whatever that particular subject is. Like if mine's mainly for DMs Guild and Forge support for our products. It's not only for that, but that's what it's mainly for. And then Fantasy Grounds Academy can connect you with all the different classes, all the different rule sets, people talking about this, people talking about that. And then the Fantasy Grounds official Discord, that's more troubleshooting and also connecting with people. I mean, they have so much over here. Look I've muted everything except D&D 5e and the Forge support. Everything else is muted. But yeah, so my point is just that don't if you've not used Discord, don't let that be the reason you're not using it, is that you've never used it. Right. It's not that hard, and you'll be glad that you did. And if it all blows up in your face, then fine. It was free, and all you did was waste a few minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the main reason why people don't use it over some of the other options, because those are paid normally. So I've had people say, why don't you use what is that, Zoom or something like that, because it's much better, the quality's better. I was like, yeah, but my budget, my money is not much better, so I'm going to use Discord because it's free. I don't have $20 a month or whatever it is that it takes.
And we're in a chat room right now. This is us talking here in this chat room. We could go on cameras. We could have our cameras in here as well, and so you can do that to play games with. We on my channel and on Drake's channel, and I think on Matakiri's channel and on Marbania's channel, all the guys that play in our games that stream as well, we have grown. We have gravitated toward Ninja OBS for our camera use, but we could do it in Discord if we wanted. The reason we don't do it in Discord is because it's a lot easier to manipulate stuff for streaming. The one thing that Discord doesn't have is you can't pop out the cameras and then move them all around. You get what you get in Discord like this. And if we were all on camera, it would be in this order. It would be my screen. I would be here. Drake would be here. Fury would be here. Leveron would be here. And you can't drag or move people around or anything. So that's the one thing in Discord. But Discord's main function isn't for camera use. It's there and it's nice to have it, but that's not its main. Its main purpose is so that thousands of people can talk about a subject.
So speaking of being on camera, let's go into the settings and let's show them how to do push to talk, because that's something that newer people or stubborn people don't like doing because either they're too lazy or they don't know how to work or
so
whatever. Or they
before we do that, Diablo Bob had a question. How do you give a role based on a reaction, like a welcome?
Yeah, that's
channel?
a bot thing. That's more of a server.
Yeah,
bot.
that's a complicated thing. You have to. So like if you go to Fantasy Grounds Academy to their, is it the welcome
role allocation?
Oh, role allocation. So you can react to these by clicking on one of these reactions, it'll assign you a role. That is a bot. That's a third-party bot that you have to go out and get. I do not have that on my server. So here's what it would give you.
So it's either Me6 or there's Dinobot. One of those two does it. I don't remember what.
And I actually have both Dinobot and Me6, but I don't use them for that. But that that's a shortcoming on my part. I could do that, but I really don't have roles that people like. I'm not denigrating, but distinguishing between rule sets like you are, and people time zones. People don't pay attention to that shit anyway. I mean, I try to get people to do on my Discord. I'm really big on people doing like this, like typing. You don't have to put USA, but put your UTC code. The reason I do that, see, most people do it, but some people don't. The reason I do that in particular is because you very often, you're talking to planet Earth, right? And you're very often talking to somebody who might be in Europe or whatever, and you ask them a question and you want to know, why aren't they getting back to me? Well, because they're asleep. It's, it's 3 a.m. there or whatever. So it's just a lot easier to tell who you're talking with and where they are. So I encourage my users. Most of them are pretty good about it. Some are not, no names. But I see. But I know. I know
where I live.
But, yeah,
so.
but I Drake and I are personal friends, so that's different. I'm not personal friends with all 3,000 people, but so I know where he lives. But like Mr. DDT, I don't know where he is.
Right.
So yeah, that's just the thing. But let's look at the settings. And before we do that, this one did take me a minute. There are 2 places to go to settings. So you can right-click on your server up here, and then there's a server settings and this whole list. And then that's a completely different set of settings than it is this gear down here, which is where we're going to go now, to user settings. And which one is it? Notification?
Voice and video.
Voice and video. Oh yeah, push to talk. So don't be intimidated, because this isn't things that you have to do unless you own the Discord server. So if you're signed on to somebody's Discord server, you don't have to worry about it too much. But push to talk, you will. But anyway, this stuff up here, like this tells me I'm speaking on my Yeti microphone and I'm listening through my Apple AirPods. But push to talk is a big deal because some people, like, I require push to talk on my server because I don't want to listen to your bird, your wife, your dog, your baby. I don't want to hear it. I just want to hear you when you're speaking and nothing else. So down here, and there's a lot of settings. Well, actually, did I miss it?
No.
Oh, it's way at the top.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, this is for me.
Right there.
But this is for me.
Uh-huh.
This is my personal. But I think what we're looking for is...
Oh, how to set a channel to push to talk?
No. But how to tell the server. So maybe it is server settings.
Well, if you want notifications like the dings and pings and all the weird noises, if you go to the settings and go to notification.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, notifications.
Yeah, so go down to the very bottom where it says sound. You can turn all those off. The only ones I have on are incoming ring and outgoing ring. And then for communications, I have a way that you can do social emails. You can turn those on and off.
Yeah.
So those are...
There's a lot. I mean, there's just an endless rabbit hole of stuff you can do. But the important ones to note are if you are a player in someone's game and they tell you, and this would if you came and played in my game or even came on the show on Sundays or were talking to me at all, and I heard this beep, I would immediately interrupt you and say, please go turn this off. There is a PTT activate and PTT deactivate. And again, this is, let me back out and show you what this is in the gear, user settings, notifications, and then scroll down to PTT activate and deactivate. If these are on, every time you push your push to talk button and every time you lift your finger off of it, there's this annoying fucking beep that happens. And it drives most people crazy. Not everybody. Some people don't even notice it. But my recommendation is you definitely have, I mean, I have all this shit off, right? I don't get beeps or noises.
Yeah, you normally don't need that. Yeah, you normally don't need it. It's just an annoyance, really.
Yeah.
Also, like that enable taskbar flashing, I actually turn that off because that drives me nuts too. Because you'll get the little flashing thing, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it ain't. One of the recommendations I have though is the settings that we had where you're going through to mute the server is to turn off the mobile push notification. So if you use Discord and don't do it if you can help it on your phone, and turn off the mobile push notification on these settings.
And where is that?
That's back where we were in the server notifications. It's not in here, but it's in the when you right click on the server and you go to the notification settings. No notification settings.
How come I'm not reading the words?
No, it's on the left.
You're
in server settings. You're in server settings.
Mobile push notifications. No. So
if you turn that off, it's not going to push the notifications to your cell phone app, and that's why I turned mine off. So I don't. If I want to look at something, I'll do it myself. I don't need a notification. That's
right. That's good. I had mine on apparently, but I don't. I think.
Yeah, you don't really need it unless you are somebody important.
The reason mine was turned on, but I don't get notifications because I have Discord notifications turned off in the iOS on my phone.
Right.
That's why I wasn't getting them. Yeah. So now I got them.
Yeah, but that's another way to kind of silence it down because I know there's people who have left the server because they don't understand how Discord works and it drives them nuts.
Right.
That's kind of what we're trying to do is help you and also help those that are running games. Like, you don't want to hear all those bleeps and blips and people eating and all that while you're trying to play a game.
Yeah. And, regardless of whose Discord server you're on, especially if you're newer, don't be afraid to ask somebody for help or, because if you're playing in a game with 5-6 people, some gal or some guy's going to know how to do what you need to do. How do I turn off this stupid beep? Somebody will know. So you just ask them.
Right. And it's hard to avoid Discord. Like, there's people that says, I don't like Discord. I don't use it. Well, you're basically alienating yourself from about 80% of the population that does use it.
Yeah.
And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But just know that most people use that. Some people use Zoom, and God help me if they're still using. What was the older one?
Oh, there was Google Hangouts and
Teamspeak.
There was that one.
There was
no.
You're thinking of some people still use it, and it's so 2014.
But American Online Messenger or whatever. AIM.
No.
AOL.
No. What was the
AOL
one? Oh God, there was a very popular. It's still used by people, but it was
Teamspeak.
Teamspeak. Thank you, Teamspeak. That's what I started with in 2015.
Yep.
I started with Teamspeak, and as a matter of fact, I was very resistant to Discord. I was like, "Fuck Discord," but then I didn't know what it was. Teamspeak, you can't do any. You can talk to people. That's it. You can't create chat rooms, and I mean, at
Not
least
as much,
I haven't looked at it for 5 years, so maybe they have stuff now. But
when I first started doing this Fantasy Grounds thing, people were using Teamspeak, and they were resistant to Discord.
Yes.
They were like, we were doing conventions online, and I'm like, why not? And they're like, well, because we use Teamspeak, and that's all we use. And it's like, okay, well.
It's really amazing how big the gaming community is on Discord,
Yeah, it's migrated for sure.
But anybody
over the last few years.
Anybody that says I use Teamspeak and I only use Teamspeak, and my response to that is, well, when I was in high school, I used landline. Now I don't even have a landline. I don't even own a landline. Jim Gaffigan has a good joke. He's referring to old people. And he goes, now when you say old, do you mean old, or do you mean didn't have a cell phone in high school old? Because there's a difference between.
Was it a snowstorm? Yeah. So that's generally, the most important things is push to talk, knowing kind of how Discord can annoy you and those sort of things. We're not going to necessarily get into managing a server because that's a whole nother show. That gets into bots and permissions and all
Right.
that good stuff. So if you're looking for that, that's a whole.
That yeah, we're mainly wanting to let you know that our main message to everyone today is Discord does not have to be intimidating. You can use it. It's easy to use, especially if you're not running your own. If you're running your own server, they might like we are. There might be some extra. And I mean, I started from scratch. I didn't know fuck all about anything.
Yeah, either did I.
I turned it on and
Yeah, I don't know anything now. So.
Yeah, I still don't.
Yep.
Gwydion came into my server, and I had one person. I'm like, yay! And then then Drake came in. Then now look at it.
So let's talk about a little bit of navigation. Like when you go into a Discord, and there's more than a couple channels. I think people get overwhelmed because if you got 20,000 channels, I don't think they understand how to select the channel. So like in Rob's thing right now, he's selected in general chat.
Yeah, I was in general chat. So I actually have in my welcome, first of all, nobody reads anything. Nobody reads instruction manuals. Nobody reads the fucking reference manual and the module. Nobody reads anything. But it's not my fault. I try to I really
Hold on. I read those things.
Huh?
Like when I'm putting together furniture, I read the instruction manual. I don't just I'm just put this together. It's all blind.
Oh, I misspoke, everybody. I meant nobody except Fury Fate reads anything. Just her. She's the only one. You gonna buy something at IKEA? Give her a call. All right, she'll tell you what those extra bolts are for. So I try to make it really easy for people, and I actually say here are the rooms, and then I put a note that other chat rooms change and shift. Be sure to check to the left to see, but they're basically here, and I've got rules, don't fuck up, and I've got who am I, I've got a FAQ, because I gotta add a question to the FAQ too. I forgot to do that. I've got the schedule for streaming, announcements, what the roles are, general chat, and this is the main thing is to talk in general chat. But and then I even tell people if you want to talk about something that's not specific to Fantasy Grounds or DM's Guild, go to off topic. If you want to talk about why Mel Gibson's a dick, go into off topic so that we can keep the general chat on point for the stuff that we're wanting to talk about. Seeking new Fantasy Grounds help, DM's Guild updates, right? And then here's the thing: if you want to invite people, you can do it, and then and that's pretty much it. That's the entire welcome channel. And of course, no one can type in this channel like I can because I'm the owner, but no one. It'll give you like a thing here you can't type in here, so nobody can add or change this. And then I've got rules, which of course I have to yell at people about.
So the biggest thing is knowing the channels. Some of them are read only, and then some of them are actually voice channels. So Rob, don't click on a voice channel, but
yeah, I only have lobby in mine, and then I have the rest of the voice channels are private for games. Private chat is a thing you can't even delete that. That's like a default. It's just there. I don't even think you can get rid of it.
Yeah. But those are generally for live discussions.
Yeah,
they're not.
I should delete that channel because fuck it.
Yep.
There we go. All right.
Server goes away. What?
Oh my god! By the way, there is a. Where is it? Hold on.
There is a delete.
There's
server.
a delete server.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Where is it? It's overview. Oh, delete
setting.
server. I mean, and if you click it, I'm sure it says, "Are you fucking sure?"
I'm close to. I've done that. I've come close. I was right there.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about. I mean, I would just if I did it, I would just fuck it. No more Discord because who's gonna? It took me.
Well, I would disappear.
Yeah, this Discord was started when November of 2016.
Yeah.
So it's been over 5 years, and that took me forever. I mean, And then and if you want to help, you can boost the channel. You can boost it. and then I get this fancy picture up here for having it boost.
That would be very disruptive if you had a very popular channel, like over 10 grand, and you had a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden you delete it. That would be kind of rough. I would hope
that's rough.
that
And
you at
I
least
wonder, I'm wondering even if Discord, the company has a backup on the server, they could reboot you from 2 days back, or I don't know if they would.
I don't know, but you can will it to someone else. Like I've given mine to somebody in case I go AWOL, so you can transfer the server to someone else. But this is getting off topic. This is managing a
Just
server.
so
But anyway,
knows.
so
But if you come to my server, you want to read the rules, and then you want to basically hang out in general chat for the most part, and then you'll branch out from there. Like if you're talking in general chat and somebody says something about Diablo Bob's product or Matakiri's product, you can pop down here to. They have their own support rooms. All the Team 2E members have.
So for navigation, how do you ping somebody, or how do you send them a private message? Because a lot of people don't know that.
Oh yeah. So if you're in here talking to somebody and you want to talk to them directly, and you don't want to do it in public, you can just right click on their name, and you can check out their profile, right? What mutual servers you share, who your mutual friends are. You can send them a message. One of the options is actually to message them. You can mention them. You can call them. Don't call anybody unless they know you're doing it. That's an unwritten rule. If you call somebody without telling them first, it's not like you're dialing them on the cell phone. Their computer lights up and their whole dogs go crazy.
Oh, and they could call their phone if they're on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Open up the dialogue.
Yep, that's true.
What's going on.
You can invite to server. Yep. You can change nickname. Means you can change their nickname. Like if Diablo Bob's real name was Ron Johnson, I could change this to Ron Johnson. Only I would see that. And so like I've done that on Steam a couple times. Like my friends have.
Yeah, that's another.
That's
thing
such a porno name.
Is if you want to change your name in a server, it doesn't change your base account name.
No.
It only changes your name for that particular community. So I've had people come in and we say, hey, can you change your name to this or that? Because they'll have some name like Dickhead5 or something like that. We don't really want that kind of garbage going on. But if you ask them politely, all they have to do is right click and change it for your community if it's if it goes against your standards for your rules. Or if they, like, we asked them to add the UTC at the end so we know what time zone they're in.
Like I'll go in.
And they always say, well, I don't know how to do it, and why do we have to do that? I don't want anyone knowing where I'm at. Well, -5 doesn't tell me what state and city you're in. So it only tells me what time zone, what slice of the earth
you're so paranoid you can't give us what time zone you're in. Get out of here.
That's
ridiculous. And I'll go in, like daylight saving, I'll go in and change that to -7, right? Because I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Spokane, Washington. I'm not afraid.
But it's yeah, you don't have to do that, but that's something that might be useful for tracking down who's who and what's what for coordinating meetings and that kind of thing. So there's some specific things that I wanted to talk about, features in Discord, but the navigation and right-clicking on someone's name is definitely something you'll have to get used to. Now, when someone pings you or they send you a message, you have to allow them to be your friend, because sometimes if you send somebody a private message, they may not accept it, so they might have it blocked. So you won't be able to
like Bob. Bob just sent Diablo. Bob just sent me messages, so I know.
Yeah.
I hope he's. I'm sure he's not sending me any. Secret.
But still, we don't dox it.
Right.
But,
don't call me.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Don't call me. I got getting caught up on sleep. Yeah, that's funny. But basically, if that's because they have a mutual connection through Discord, they have the friend thing. But if you try to do that to a random person, it may not work.
Yeah, so here's what happens with me. So you'll see I have like hundreds, right, of personal messages, because I run contests, and somebody will message me to, hey, you said I win a prize, give it to me. And and what'll happen is their message will come in, and down here will be this thing that says, this person is messaging you. They've never messaged you before. Do you accept, deny, decline?
Right.
And so it'll let you have an opportunity to tell them, no, I
or
don't want
vice
to talk
versa.
to you.
you
Yeah.
might want to send them a message and it will block you. It'll say no, they don't know you. You don't have a server included,
Right.
so they don't let you do it. So that's one thing. Another is switching between the instant message and the server. That's confusing. So if someone
Oh,
sends
right.
you like, yeah,
Like
so that's
here's
where a lot of people go wrong.
right. This is the room we're in now for the show. We're all four in here, and
Yep.
it's up here at the top right here, and it is one of these direct messages. So Diablo Bob's
Yep.
message was here. This is the show right now, and on down Zacchaeus and Marbania and Priest and everybody was talking to me, Schmo, and then but to get back to the server, you go over here and click this again.
Right.
Yep.
So that's an important thing that Bane brought up is be careful checking for unknown people's profiles because sometimes they link things that go to places where you can actually be exploited through internet websites and stuff like that. So be careful with the spoofing that goes around where someone says, "Hey, we're giving out a prize," or they'll send you a message that says, "Join our server," and really all they're doing is collecting data because the Discord has made it harder for that to happen. But
Yeah.
someone with the knowledge of Discord and knowing how to scam people can definitely set up their own server and make it look legit. I mean, they can make it look everything look good.
Yeah.
And you join that server, and next thing you know, they're trying to get information out of you and all kinds of crap. So people have had their accounts hacked and taken over. So just be careful with who you exchange information with and who you click yes to and that sort of thing.
By the way, Bane, thank you for the belated birthday wish from the 23rd. Thank you, sir.
Same for me, Rob.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you,
sorry I
sir.
missed
I'm
that.
super old. I'm super old.
Yep. Yeah, me too.
I'm still in my mids. You remember Drake
Yep.
and I were talking about. I'm still in my mids. It's a 6, so I'm still in
You're
the
mid?
mids. 7 is next year.
So I'd like to bring up some of the feature changes, Rob, that you had
Okay.
earlier that you put out for us.
Oh yeah.
server
Okay.
tabs.
Yeah, this stuff. Okay.
Yep, that stuff.
Level up.
Level up.
Level
So, reduce CPU usage by more than 50% for video calls. Your computer fans can rest easy now. Oh.
Yeah, so this was brought out by Discord, I want to say at the end of last summer. And this is huge because Discord is normally a big suck on your bandwidth and your computer use. So that is a huge thing. I don't think most people understand that, like how much of a thing it was, but it was a big memory suck. I mean, it wasn't efficient at all. It would also steal application focus. So if you were trying to use,
Yes.
like, remember when you tried
Yes.
to use, what was it? If you try to use another application that uses audio, it would cut the audio out.
Yes.
If you were
Oh
gonna
God,
use
that was so
OBS,
frustrating. Yeah.
it used to do that. So it's gotten better. So it's made group calls, videos smoother, clearer, more stable. You can tab up to 25 people, so just keep that in mind and give it a try. More realistically, a few friends is kind of like what we have here.
Right. I remember we tried to do a show one time where we were going to have 10 people on, and it was limited to 8 or 9 cameras, and we couldn't do it. So now it's 25.
Yeah, that's a thing for bandwidth reasons.
Right.
So the video quality is no longer based on the worst connection. That used to suck. So it would scale the connectivity based on the worst internet connection in a group. And that was a horrible way to punish others because, when you had a slower network and they joined that call, everyone else would receive that same quality.
Hey guys, I'm at the pool at the hotel.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was horrible. That's definitely better. There's new screen share resolution, so you can choose a preset for your quality level. So if you want to show graphics or text or just in between, you have settings for that when you want to broadcast. I was going to say, but you can set up the
right here it is right here. You guys can't see it, but I'm showing them. Now I'm going to go back to this.
Yep.
I just showed
you
the
can
audience.
do that, and that's something that I think Discord's done a good job with. But there's a newer feature that has been brought out lately, and one of the things that our community struggled with is scheduling. So you have problems with Discord in scheduling, like you used to use a scheduling bot. The problem with that is the bot would go down, or it would break, or it would go away, and then you were stuck with no solution. So we moved over to a website which basically wasn't a whole lot better, but it was a little bit more stable. But again, you have plugins, you're opening yourself up to viruses and data breaches, which we did experience through WordPress. So as soon as this event or management system came out, we moved to it because we're like, screw that. We're not going to manage that anymore. We'll let Discord do it. So these are instructions on how to list an event if you're going to use the internal Discord event manager. It is fairly simple, but there are some caveats to it, and there's some things that don't make sense and that are not so great. So there's,
And
you can make a,
this is right here at the top of, if you
yes,
have a server, it's right here, and then create an event will start you through this
yep,
process that we're looking at now. So okay, good.
yep. So what's nice is you can add a graphic now. You can, you can assign a channel, or like if you're doing an event somewhere else, you can click that and put a link in there. And then your next thing would be like to put in the information. You have a calendar, and you can even export that event. Once you create it, you can actually export the event into a Google event or iCal or whatever you use. The problem though is that the um, the way it's designed right now, you cannot limit how many people are interested, and the verbiage on that. Rob, if you can move the slide, or the, not the slide, but the next one. So if you use the, you got one more to show. Yeah. So if you use this events thing, what you'll see there is it says interested. And I think that makes people think, oh, I'm interested, but they don't really have any intention on going. So that's the problem I have with this particular event thing, because interested doesn't necessarily mean you're going. And when you set up an event, you're hoping that people will go. Well, I've had 20 people say they're interested, but not one person showed up.
Yeah, they need to be able to, so
So
you can edit that to,
yeah, it's ridiculous. So if
like I
you
think
Confirm or
Facebook uses going.
correct,
That would be better.
and that's the thing that is kind of clunky about it. And basically, I wrote up this whole events policy because I got tired of people just clicking on it. And if you want to read the event, you don't click on interested. You actually click on the banner. So where it says D&D 5e character creation, you would click there, not on the interested button. I think that's what people are doing. And then they don't know to go back and click it again, which would unselect interested. So
Right.
that's how you remove it or fix it. So if you accidentally click on interested, you can click on it again, and it would allow you to unselect. So Rob, if you want to go to my server and sign up for one of my events,
Where are they?
go to
Oh, whoops.
FG,
Here we go. 6
go to
events.
events.
So
Okay, so if you want to read it, click on that, not the interested button.
right. Oh man,
And
that
then
looks so
you would
nice.
click, and then you see you have a graphic up there, and then you have interested on the bottom right.
6
And
interested.
that's where you would,
And here's
yeah,
all
so
the
that
people.
tells you who's,
So I click
yep,
interested, right? And then Rob tweet, and then I'm
yep.
like, oh wait, no, I didn't mean
Wait.
that. Wait,
Yeah,
I can go back
so
here,
go just click interested again,
and then I can
and
unclick
it
it. Boom.
unselects it. That's how you do it. And then you see those three little dots?
Yeah, the 3 little dots.
Next, click that. That's where you add to the calendar, or you can copy the event link and share it.
Nice.
So you have options to, like some people says, well, I'm not in Discord, so I didn't get the message. Well, if you use that feature in the event manager and add it to your calendar, there's no reason why you couldn't do that. But I don't think it's that obvious, because those 3 dots don't tell you jack shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to know that unless you've used it a couple times. So that's how you manage these events, but you still can't manage how many people are going to sign up. You know, a video call, though, you're limited to 25. So you might want to put that in your description, saying we can only have up to 25 people if it's going to be a video call. But as far as, who signs up and what, you don't have a control over that. And there's no way to know who signed up first or anything like that. So you like, we have events like games, and we'll have like 20 people show up, and we don't know which 20 actually signed up when. So there's no roster, who signed up when and where, because we try to do first come, first serve. But with this type of thing, it's whoever's there is basically going to play, and that's all there is to it. So someone shows up 5 minutes late, that's their problem.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't there. So, well, I was the first one to sign up. Well, there's no way to know that. So,
Yeah.
so
All right, I
that's
tell you what. Let's give away a prize.
Yep.
Because we like to give away
Wow.
prizes. And while we're giving away a prize, as soon as I get the raffle going, I will show the Street Cam, which someone has purchased in the chat. Street Cam. So let's do this. Let's give away a prize. The prize we'll give away is you can join my Discord server. No. We'll give away a DM's Guild item, which I like to give away. And
no bundles.
No bundles. And we will make it. We will the keyword will be no bundles because that's funny.
No bundles, no bundles, no bundles.
Yeah, PR Wild Warhorn is a decent option, but they still don't have the time zone thing down. So if you do Discord, it actually shows in time zone. It doesn't show in their local time zone. At least the last time I looked.
So in the
that's
next,
why we use that.
In the next 40 seconds, everybody type in exclamation point no bundles, all one word, if you want to enter the contest. Meanwhile, we'll check the street cam. Street cam. There's nothing happening. There's cars going by over there.
Yep.
It's
What are we looking at? Is that the main drag down there?
So this is my the main drag is kind of down where you see cars down here. This is my street that really kind of ends right here until March when they build 140 houses.
50,000.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This is the neighborhood mailbox. So people come, they drive up, and they stop and get their mail, and then they do not turn around in my driveway because I got a big sign right there. That's it. I like that.
So when you bought that house, did you think about that mailbox being there?
Actually, I liked it because it's right in my yard.
To you.
Yeah. And also I like that I have here. Let me go back to the camera. I also like that I have a lamp post in my yard. I like that. Oh, and speaking of here, I will actually share with people. Let's draw the prize. No, I'll share something first. Hang on, prize people. For those of you who are interested, and I'm assuming that this is nobody, but in case you are interested, I will put a link in the Twitch chat right now. I did a video of my house. I did a DM's Guild Cribs. Why this isn't coming in? Play that song. Okay, let's go to here and let's.
Hello, folks.
Commercial.
We need to talk. You guys.
There is we won't watch the whole thing, but here's me.
Okay,
and I go
everybody.
through and I show you the whole house, and I go through the whole thing all the way up into the end, which includes
This is all about
the gaming room.
and
Oh, preview. So if you want to watch that video, you can. Let's draw a winner. The winner of the prize is boom, Bane TCB. Bane, you know what's up.
TBC.
Bane, send me a DM in Discord with the item that you would like, along with your DM's Guild email. And since I'm feeling generous, I will draw another winner. Boom.
Yeah.
BR Gemmet. So those two people can email me or send me a DM in what's it called? Discord. That's what we're talking about. So here's what's going to happen is in a few minutes or in a little while, I will see those two people pop up here on the left with their messages they're sending me. And then they will send me their item that they want, which, by the way, DM's Guild. You can click on that
give
link.
them a link. Yep.
There's a link. They can click on that link, which will open this page. And they can go...
the product and your email from the Dungeon Masters Guild.
Right. And then you send me that, and then I go up here, and then I go right over here. I go to give. I go to my bookmark give, and then I select the product, and I put their email in, and then I put their email right there, and then I send it to them. Boom. Done. That's how you do it.
Well, Robbie, we're at an hour and 30 minutes, so I think we're good. I mean, I don't. If anyone has any questions, we might want to do that.
What do you mean? We're only at 55 minutes, aren't we?
How you calling it, Drake?
Yeah, I'm looking at the overall time, not the actual broadcast time.
Oh yeah, well we only started at 6 o'clock,
countdown.
buddy, so it's only
The
been
countdown, the count up
I
or
was like
whatever.
an hour. I go, what's wrong with my clock? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, what the fuck's wrong? I was like, an hour and a
Took
half
time.
has gone by.
Midnight, I was like 11 o'clock rolls around, and
But
that's
we are
what time
getting
I
close,
normally
so-
stop.
Yeah, and we don't. This show doesn't. I mean, but we covered a lot. And so, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
if anybody has any pointed questions about Discord, if anybody wants to know anything specific, or you're curious about, oh, you guys never mentioned this, you can ask us, and we'll do our best to. If days equals hours and hours equals minutes, that's Star Trek 2. Then yeah, just put, type question in all caps, and then your question not in all caps, and we'll answer that for you. And I keep for about the last probably dozen shows, I don't think I've actually said this. We used to say this at the end of every show, but I think I've stopped doing it. But if you have questions about Fantasy Grounds, or if there's questions about anything, you've got 4 people right here who use this. So if you guys have questions about anything, ask
Some more
us.
than others.
And there's a Fantasy Grounds Academy Discord link right there. Winnick, I'm a coach for the esports team in the high school. I teach art, and we wanted to set up a Discord server. We couldn't because the students would then be able to send us private messages outside the server, which would be a major violation. Any thoughts on how to get around that?
Not
Ooh,
really.
that's a tough one. Yeah, because that's
permissions and all kinds.
yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
but that's exactly what Discord is for. I mean, you're usurping the very purpose of even having a Discord server. So yeah, that's a tough
I wouldn't
one.
use Discord.
I wouldn't do
to
that.
be honest, most schools use Zoom because it's safer and it's a lot more self-contained.
Yeah, and it's also the thing about Zoom is it is what it is, and then there's and there's no record of it.
Right.
Whereas
I don't
Discord
think
saves
Discord-
everything, right? So
Yeah.
you got if students are telling each other stuff
Yeah,
or
there you
what
go.
then you get in a big then at least you can contain it. But Discord
Unless
would be
TeamSpeak's evolved, you could still use TeamSpeak, but it might have evolved into have chat channels too. I don't know.
Yeah, most schools stay away from Discord because of that reason. If it's like an official like high school or something, yeah, I wouldn't recommend Discord
Yeah.
just because of the liability.
It's a great idea, but I would be too worried. Like if it's a private club, like if it's the D&D club or something, you might be okay if you just allow those 16 or 20 kids in and get permission from their parents. But if I was a teacher or if I was in charge of that, I'd be fucking so freaked out that I was going to be fired over anything.
Yeah, I would steer away from that.
Because when we do it here, it's the internet. If somebody wants to cancel me, fuck them. It's not gonna whatever. But I'm not gonna go to jail because it's I'm not dealing with minors or whatever.
Yeah, we've had people that had problems with like personal problems where they actually were in trouble for what they've done outside of Discord.
Yeah.
As part of our community, and you can't control that. So there's no way to say this person has a criminal record, this person doesn't. You don't have any control over that. And then you don't also have control over the kids when they act up and they want to, yell at each other and act crazy and dox each other.
And you definitely don't want me on your Discord server because I'm a huge dick, and you don't want to deal with that. By the way, BR Gemmet, I see that you have sent me a message. If you will give me permission, if you will give me written permission in the Twitch chat to open that message on stream, I will deal your prize to you presently. If you would rather I didn't do that, go ahead, he says. Okay, I didn't even get it out. So I copy his email. And then he wants Namia's Crimson Tome. Awesome.
Cool.
So I go over here and I go, Namia's Crimson Tome. There it is right there. Boom. $17.95 value, free.
Yep.
Send it to him, and it's done. And then I get an email that says, hey, you sent a free thing, and then I just delete that because I don't give a crap.
So if you missed half the show, Rob puts these up on YouTube eventually. And I think videos like this, like I might link it in the Discord so that I can refer people to it when they come in and say, I don't know anything about Discord. I said, well, if you can, watch the show. And it'll help you.
And remember, we did and it's probably 100% out of. Oh, I closed that window, didn't I? I'm so bad at that.
That's all right.
Fury, you need to shut up. By the way, you talk too much.
Yeah, Fury actually had some good insight when we did that last show. I remember she was kind of running the show.
Yeah, we did it
She knew more about it than we did.
Right, she was like the Discord expert back then. And I don't know how much of that information still holds. I mean, the basic principles of Discord do, but
push to talk. We
push to
did
talk.
talk about that.
Wait, open this up. Okay, wait.
But
No.
the features changed and it really looks good. So
I'm an asshole. Bane, can I put your information on the stream as well, or would you rather I didn't do that? Fury's got her mic muted. That's why.
She's napping.
She's napping. Fury, are you there? Is she there?
Why don't you talk about naps? I took one today too.
Did I catch you at the end of a yawn? What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Bane. So Bane doesn't want me to dox his email, so I will not click on this, which will not show it, and then I'll do it after the show. So there you go. That's how you do it. Easy peasy.
You
and
got
then
10 minutes.
the cool thing is that I get this little red 1 down here, and that basically tells me, hey, you've got some notification you haven't acknowledged yet. And I'm one of these people, like on my iPhone, I can't have any of these red 1s, so that'll haunt my dreams until I go acknowledge it. But that's him sending me his prize that he wants. So then after the show's over, I'll go click on that and I'll deal with it, and then this will go blank. But that's pretty cool.
I do like how you can make that one appear if you go click on the message and you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do that yet. I want it to remind me.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. Like Diablo Bob sent me a thing and I read it and I'm like, you know what? I actually have to deal with this later. I can right click and mark unread, and now that'll reappear up here. That is super handy for me, especially when I read something on my phone.
I love you, man.
PR Wild has just subscribed. Thank you, PR Wild. Diablo Bob has gifted tier 1 to PR Wild. There you go. Very good. Thanks everybody. That'll happen. I'll be on my cell phone in my car at McDonald's, and I'll read something because I can't stand to not know what's happening. So I read it, and it's like, hey Rob, here's an update for this from Maticure, and I'm like, oh fuck. So then I have to go mark it unread so that when I come home and get back to my desktop, I can go in here and go, okay, here's these messages. Which, by the way,
so we don't normally do shows that are not Fantasy Grounds, but this definitely affects the way you play it. So.
Oh yeah, and this yeah, like we
we
didn't mention Fantasy Grounds things specifically tonight, but it's definitely. I mean, everybody that I know that uses Fantasy Grounds uses Discord. I can't think of anybody that I know that doesn't. So it's tangentially related for sure.
Not very many.
Yeah, not very many.
There's some people out there that can afford to have Zoom and other chat options, but most of us.
Right, but how do those people get together? How do they communicate? How do they know when the game is? What, they call each other?
I think they probably do. They do a
Facebook?
calendar. No, calendar invite.
Well, and there's this really antiquated system of communication known as email.
Right.
Yep.
People use that.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a calendar event, and you can add that option. So if you use like Outlook, you can add a Zoom.
Yeah, and see on maybe I didn't actually point this out, but I will to people. So we talked about we have the voice rooms for the games, the Friday game and the Saturday game, but we also have chat rooms for the Friday game and the Saturday game. And so I can go in here and I can at Saturday game, and then type, hey guys, don't forget, meet at 5 o'clock, and then they'll all get pinged, but only them. It won't ping everybody, just those people.
Right.
So that's
and that's a role that you set up for the people who are going to play.
Exactly. Yeah. The roles on my server are pretty simple. I have all powerful, which is just Gwydion, because that's kind of an inside joke. Anybody that's boosted Nitro, and then Patron has a bunch of levels, Patreons, and then if you're a Twitch subscriber, if you're a member of Team Tui, if you're a social media person, and any of the red ones are the games. This is the travel group. This is admin, bots, and then here's all the bots. So mine are pretty simple. And it tells you how many people are in each group. Interesting.
Yeah, you can get lost in Discord for days.
Yeah.
Just
that's deep.
What this button does what?
Because you have room permissions, you have server permissions, and then you have individual role positions.
Right.
And one will precede another, and it gets convoluted. Like you can ruin one set of roles by changing a room setting or vice versa. So
Yeah,
you got to be
yeah. The
prepared.
roles are really, the permissions are difficult. I think.
Yeah, and that
You almost need like a chart for it.
you
Yeah,
can
like a flow chart.
if you would like to, you can go deep on Discord and be like crazy sophisticated and adding bots and just going crazy with it. But I think we said at the beginning of the show, and I'll reiterate it now. If you're new to Discord or if you've never used Discord, that's not something you have to do. You can sign into someone's server, type some messages, get in a voice channel. Really simple, really easy, really nice, really useful, I think. And you don't have to be any kind of an expert to do that at all.
Yeah, and if it's just like you and your gaming group and you're just getting into virtual tabletops like we all did, it's really easy to make a server and then get your friends on it, and just you guys can use that to
Yeah,
get
keep
going.
it simple if you
Yeah.
can. Trust me, it's just a big convoluted mess when you have 9,000 people, and it's just a lot of permission problems and things that can go wrong. And
Right.
then you have to set up permissions for certain people, and then some people says, "Well, you can post pictures, but I can't. Why is that?" And
Yeah, and
you start
like
getting into all that.
right. And by the way, everybody, don't be don't be disappointed if you go to a Discord server and all you see is memes and gifs, and then you
Yeah,
come
I
to
don't
my
like that.
server and you don't see any, and you're like, I want to post some memes and gifs. So there's different, whoever server it is, you got to respect what their rules are and what they would like to have on their channel. So like I don't allow memes and gifs because it's just a waste of time. There's Facebook. Go to Facebook. If you want to come talk about DM's Guild products and Fantasy Grounds and the Forge, then yes, then come to my. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's for. So you got to just don't be disappointed if it's kind of the Matt Mercer effect. Don't be disappointed if you watch Critical Role and then go to someone's D&D game and it's not that. The Matt Mercer effect. Just you got to get used to people do things different ways. So you got to just kind of go with the flow of where you are.
So what we've done in ours is we have a meme channel, but it's only open for people that donate to the Discord. So if you want that freedom, basically you're paying for it.
Oh, there you go. That's an excellent idea.
So
Maybe I should do that.
and I only do that because it keeps the spam down. And
Yeah.
the only people who can see the memes are the people that subscribe or support the server.
Pay to
Nice.
meme channel. It's a pay to meme channel.
It basically is, and
Pay to meme.
That makes it more of a reward instead of just a random thing. We used to have an off-topic chat, but then people started talking about some really bad things. So
yeah, like I sometimes I don't go into off topic, but I'll go in there myself and put like I think the last thing I put in off topic was I'm in 200 board game arena games, and then, yeah, here it is.
Well, that's okay, but you're not talking about somebody getting cancer surgery.
No, yeah, and then
that's what we're talking about. It's just like ridiculous stuff that doesn't need to be discussed.
Yeah, so there's people in here just talking about whatever. I see the word lobster here. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, you can always private message if you need to talk about that stuff.
Right. So before we go, though, Leroon, I would like to have you plug all your stuff, all the events you have going on, all your, talk about your website coming up, and whatever you want to talk about. Go for it.
Okay, so as far as Fantasy Grounds goes, the community is actually coming together, and we're planning an event for as you can see there, in memory of David Middleton, also known as the Digital DM. If you're not aware, he passed away a while back. I'm not going to get into ifs, ands, and buts, but he's basically a big part of the reason why we created the Fantasy Grounds Academy, because through his early teachings, and of course we were influenced by Rob and by a bunch of others, but it was basically his shows that actually got me thinking about Fantasy Grounds and starting the server. So he had a lot to do with that, and on top of that, not even before he worked for Smiteworks, I mean, he was a good community member. He used to do a Christmas show. He used to do all kinds of stuff, and he was a really likable person, and really miss him a lot, and I can't say enough good things about him. But we're going to have a thing here in the middle of May in his honor. It's going to be like a mini convention, or it might be big. So far, we've got probably about 20 people or roughly signed up to run games for that weekend. Now, you don't have to do those games in anywhere specifically, but we are organizing it on Warhorn to make it easier to kind of get everyone together. And then there is a link for the American Heart Association, which is a charity that it's going to just be nonprofit. It doesn't go to anybody but that company. The other thing is that month of May, we're doing a Dungeon Master May month where basically I've invited guests like the Lazy GM. I've got Sly Flourish guy, and then I got another guy that wrote the monsters know what they're doing. He's going to show up.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to get the the great GM, guy, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
Guy.
going to
Yeah.
ask.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
guy's fun.
I'm going to
It's
ask.
fun.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Nerdarchy, the Dungeon Dude. So I have a lot of guests that might make an appearance in the community, but so far I have a couple confirmed. And basically, that whole month is going to be workshops for GMs. It's going to be guest speakers. They're going to talk about how to tell stories and how to write and do the things that you need to do as a game master and beyond. So if you want to move up to eventually into creating your own content, we'll cover a little bit of that. And it's basically going to be kind of a focus on game masters so that we can encourage more people to run games and offer those and not be so intimidated and weirded out by it. And I've also been working with Shelly um, Mazanoble and her partner Greg, trying to get
Greg
them to
Tito.
come
Yeah.
on, or at least, yeah, at least to make acknowledge for the month. They might give us a shout out, or they might show up, or they might send somebody from WotC. I don't know yet; it hasn't been confirmed. But we are working with a lot of the community outside of Discord to come in and do some chats here. So that's coming up in May. For March, I've kind of taken a break because I've done a lot of we just did Mapper's Delight and that sort of thing. So we're not doing a whole lot for March other than maybe have a St. Patty's Day thing or something like that. But I'm building a new website. It's probably about a third of the way done. That is just going to be a splash page, a blog, some attribution, and a video feed for our YouTube videos. So if you want to, character creation channel, or have a DM channel, basically those are going to be playlists that you can go through from the website. But the website is still kind of in work, so it's not fully up yet, but we just got the SSL certification done, and we are also working on how it looks so it doesn't look like GeoCities from 1990. And
GeoCities, member?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But we're working on that. So it'll just be basically a funnel that brings everyone into Discord. So we're not going to have a calendar and all this other crap. And I advise Rob actually to take his old URL and make a splash page just to direct people here to the Discord. And he
Oh,
has our old site.
yeah, since they wanted $750 for 5 more years of
Oh,
hosting,
geez.
and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So what I did is on my websites now, I have 2 URLs, rob2e.com, and
Okay, there you go.
and it just goes to Linktree, which has all my stuff.
That makes sense.
And then
Yep.
my other URL is my full name, robtwohy.com. Same thing, goes to Linktree.
Yep.
And it
That
cost
makes
me like $9 per URL on Google to buy
Yes.
those, and then just send them to because you got DMs Guild, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, Patreon. So, but for you, I just put both URLs in the chat. FantasyGroundsCollege.net will still get you to their current website. And then FantasyGroundsAcademy.com, remember .net.com, will get you to the new website, and that's of course in progress.
Yep. So what we're
It
doing
looks like
with that-
GeoCities. That's so goddamn
Yeah, it
funny.
does. But the thing is like we're gonna eventually we're gonna forward everyone to this new one.
Yeah.
But until then, once the website's done, we'll have that. But basically, this isn't going to be meant to be anything other than a splash page, a blog, in case we have to write a big article. If you ever do social media, you know how hard it is to keep that condensed, especially with Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll point people to our blog page if it's something that needs to be described with graphics and everything.
Yeah,
else.
if you need to use more than 180 goddamn characters.
Yes. Then we'll do it there and point people to that. But other than that, we'll have our social media links, and then our media page will just be like, video feeds from YouTube. And I am doing an attribution page. So Rob, Chris from Game Tile Warehouse, and then basically big partners like Drake, those sort of things will be on our attribution page. So it'd be kind of like a way to acknowledge people who have helped built the house that Jack built.
The
And
house that Jack built, baby.
so basically, I promised Rob this a long time ago that we'd have an attribution page, and we haven't done it. And mainly because of the way it looked, and it wasn't quite what I was hoping for, because WordPress is kind of it's a weird thing, and this is actually a Wix site. The difference is how it's built and how it looks, and WordPress is actually more prone to getting cyber attacks and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So we're getting away from WordPress and all those plugins and stuff, and we're gonna stick
And that's
with
what I
something
had.
simple.
My website was on WordPress, and it was just a shit show.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
And
So basically,
my website though, when I started it 5 years ago, I had a vision for what I wanted it to be, and it kind of was that, but it was just stupid. And then
yeah, it was GeoCities.
I wanted to and now if I have a website, I want it to be e-commerce, but not with purchasable stuff, just like basically displaying all my wares, and then you go to the DMs Guild or you go to the Forge or whatever. But I couldn't get anybody to help me, so it just all fucking went away. And
right.
I don't really. It's not something I need. It would be awesome to have it, but I don't need it like you guys need it, right?
Yeah.
So
and
you
the only
guys
thing
absolutely
I'm gonna do,
need it.
it's gonna be easier for me to manage myself. I don't have to hire anybody, and I can have a couple people blog on there.
Yeah, right.
So there'll be a few of us that all have permissions to blog on it. But other than that, there's no management. There's occasionally I'll have to change a link or something like that. But when you have plugins and a calendar and all that stuff, we had to manage all that. That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. It's going to be a real basic website. We used to have a forums for our faculty, but all that does is pull people away from our Discord. So we're going to push everyone into Discord, and that's why we moved to that calendar that's inside of Discord. Because when you start pushing people over towards Warhorn or one of those other portals where you sign up for games, it just pulls them away from your Discord. And that's kind of something that we learned over the years, that it's not a good idea to push people outside. You want them to come in, and
Right.
that's where we hold a lot of our events. So that's something we're doing. And then in May, we're going to potentially do a free league publishing month with that publisher. Right now, we have them for one day for Alien Day, which is 4/26. If you guys are into the Alien franchise, on 4/26, April 26th, which is representative of LV 426. That is going to be an event where we're going to have some one-shot games, and we're going to have Free League Publishing and the Alien developer person from Smiteworks, and we're going to talk about Alien and the franchise. And I've tried to get a super fan to show up and a couple artists that do
Sweet.
alien type artwork and that sort of thing. So if you guys are into that franchise, that we're going to do that. Alien Day is something that this guy had started, and I'm trying to get him actually on the show. I sent him a message and asked him if he would join our cause, but he's probably already doing something on Alien Day.
I'm sure he's probably.
But yeah, he's probably booked. But we're letting him know that we're going to follow his lead, and I'm acknowledging him so that he doesn't think we're stealing his idea. But we're basically going to do it. It'll be related to Fantasy Grounds, but it's not all going to be Fantasy Grounds. It's going to be talking about the franchise and collector's items and all kinds of stuff. So there's an individual in Spain and one here stateside that have an enormous amount of alien paraphernalia, and they were going to show us some of their collection. I mean, these are props, standees, masks, figures, all kinds of crap
Cool.
that's related, collecting cards and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to kind of go all out with that. It's going to be more of a variety show than just Fantasy Grounds. But Fantasy Grounds is definitely something we're going to offer. Like, we're going to have a couple games and kind of get people used to some of Free League Presses or Free League Publishing's other content, like Symborum and Vason. Those are some other things that we might bring out during that month. But the main focus, I think, will be the Alien franchise for May.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's all I got
I love Alien. I love Alien.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I got going on for the for the next few months, and then after that, I'm taking a break until Founders Day, which is at the end of July.
Right.
I've done events since January, and here we are already into, heading into spring, and I'm still doing them. So I need a break. So
breaks are
definitely
good. Breaks are
don't-
rejuvenating, my friend.
And I'm still teaching and trying to recruit people and everything else. So there's a lot going on.
Well, so everybody go visit Fantasy Grounds Academy Discord server. Just do it. Go visit, talk to people, introduce yourself, and participate in some of these events. Dave's Memorial Con, or any of the classes they have. Plenty of classes at FGA too, for
Yeah, we've
combat,
been a little thin
maps.
lately.
They're
Thin
there.
because
They're in the
people are
events.
busy. Yep.
So there's classes there too. Maps 101, DMing 101. Code 101, Paizo and D&D 3.5. Boom. So good. So thanks for being here, Leroon.
Appreciate it.
We support the college, which is now the academy. It's rough to try to, we trained ourselves to call it the academy or the college for 4 years. Now we got to change it. But,
well, remember, before that it was a church, so.
Oh my God! Oh, that whole story. People don't know that story, right? I told you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't call it the church. Everyone will hate it. And thank God you did.
Too.
Thank God
I
you
got
didn't.
voted
See what
out.
I did?
Yep.
So, all right, everybody. Oh, Schmo, what's up, Schmo? Schmo's in there. Not in my Discord field of love. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. Congrats to the prize winners. Give Bane his prize right after the show. And next week we don't have a subject, so that means more than likely next week's show will be some sort of DM's Guild showcase. We can put this one in the books by turning it green, as I'd love to do. Boom. And if you guys do have ideas for the show, there's the link to the Idea Informer right there in the Twitch chat. You can click on that. Fury, Drake, any final words?
No, I'm good. Everybody have a good week.
All right.
Actually, after DMing on Friday, I might want to swing by at the academy and check out that DM class.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. You would definitely pick up a tip or two from that class for sure.
Yep.
But
Maybe streamline some of this. How do I do this shit?
but you guys should
Yeah.
all come and watch the show on Friday because Fury is DMing Unknown Whom Part 2, and she's doing a great job. How many? We've only done 2, right?
Yeah.
She's doing a great job. We're having fun doing that.
Nice.
and
This is a
it's
proud moment.
because she's never DM'd before, except this week and last week. That's it.
Yeah, she was one of my first players in Fantasy Grounds, and to know that she's actually running a game is huge for me. So,
Yeah,
congrats.
it took her.
Don't-
We
don't-
had to browbeat her and we had to bother her
I
for
am.
months and months.
I'm the proud father for sure. And if you ever need an
You carried that
individual
baby
course,
for 4 years. You carried that baby.
right.
That baby was gestating for 4 years.
Exactly.
God.
So, if you want any specific training period, I will make time for you. So if you need something, just let me know.
Wow, that's huge. That's
Yeah.
public. We're still on stream, by the way. That's public.
That's
knowledge.
okay. We're not hugging or anything.
No. All right. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you back on hopefully Wednesday for Gloomhaven. And until then, good gaming, everyone.